Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today for Storytime with Miss Shyanne. For today's story, we'll be reading Skippyjon Jones' Class Action by Judy Schachner. Skippyjon Jones' Class Action. Skippyjon Jones was just dying to go to school. And nobody, not even his mama, was going to stop him. But she did, by the scruff of his neck. "School is for the dogs," stated Mama Junebug Jones emphatically. "They're unruly and drooly," she added dramatically. "Just listen to that barking. Those hounds sound ferocious. Plus a bus full of dog breath would smell so atrocious. Good golly pop lolly, it's such a no-brainer. If there is a good dog, it's because of its trainer." His mama gently nudged her nugget into his room. Then she added, "You're Skippyjon Jones, a smart Siamese cat. Take a look in the mirror if you don't believe that." "He looks in the mirror every day," said his sisters Jezebel, Jillyboo, and Jujubee. "But all he sees are chihuahuas." "Ah! Ah!" barked Jujubee. After his family left him to think, the Chihuahua did exactly what his mama suggested, but not before he bounced around his room with some books. "Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones and I don't get the fuss. It's not like a pigeon is driving the bus." Then he climbed up his sister's kitty condo ladder for a peekaboo in the mirror. "Holy Julio!" squealed the kitty boy. "How many chihuahuas am I?" Then he took a deep breath, and using his very best Spanish accent, he answered, "As many as your head can handle, hombre." And quicker than you can say that a hat and the cat never did that, the kitty boy tossed his mask and his cape and the bright yellow banana into his mochila. Then, as he buttoned up his red plaid shirt, he began to sing in a muy soft voice. "Oh, my name is Skippito Frisquito, and I'm off to the school for perritos, 'cause I've got a good hunch that I'm going to have lunch with a grande whole bunch of puchitos." Just across the hall, Mama Junebug Jones and the girls were doing a little homework of their own. "Listen here, messy missies," said Mama. "How are you supposed to clean your kitty condo without your ladder?" "Skippyjon has it," said the sisters. "What for?" asked Mama. "So he can see the chihuahua in the mirror." The chihuahua, however, was already in his closet, boarding a bus for school. But the kitty boy wasn't the only chihuahua on board. His old amigos, los chimichangos, were going to school too. "Thank dog you made it, dude!" exclaimed Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Sí, Skippito," panted Poquito Tito, the smallest of the small ones. "We need your help con el burrito." "Without a doubt, Tito," declared El Skippito. "But why do you need my help with the bully?" "Because he is a perro mezquino," declared Don Diego, "who barenas around the escuela in a tazalita." "He spins around the school in a tiny teacup?" exclaimed the kitty boy in shock. "Sí, dude," added Don Diego. "He growls and howls and wears a suéter de lana también." "Not the whole sweater," said Skippito. "Uh-huh," agreed Poquito Tito, trembling. "He is a woolly bully." There wasn't a dog worth his biscuits who didn't fear the woolly bully, so it wasn't a surprise when a potent puff of panic poofed out the gatito's tail. and all the poofiness inspired the Puchitos to sing. Oh, poofy, poofoo, poofito, we know you can do it, Skippyjo. Let's unravel his sweater and knit something better. We'll show that old woolly bullito. But there was no turning back now. The doggies had arrived at school. A moment later, the principal, a poodle with very high standards, appeared with a bucket of balls and a whistle. First she blew, and then she threw. "Go fetch!" barked Mrs. Bergolot. Then every dog, big and small, chased the ball down the hall and into their classrooms, except for Skippyjo. He got carried along by the river of rovers and landed in art class, where he drew his best ever double doggy doodle. "I've never seen a pup do that before," said Mrs. Houndler, the art teacher. Then he trotted over to the music room and bayed like a beagle for the canine chorus. "Bow wow!" woofed Mr. Muzzletoff. "What a pair of ears!" After music came math, where Skippy stunned Mrs. McDruller with his counting skills. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. At the bell, the amigos followed their noses into the library. Not even a bowl full of frijoles smelled as delicious as the scent of books waiting to be read. "I lick libros," declared El Skipito Fresquito, the great readerito. "I like books too," whispered Leonora Lapsita, the librarian, from behind the bookcase. The kitty boy was the last to leave the library, so he had to race right over to French class with Monsieur Fousset. "Can you say cheese?" asked the teacher. "Oui, oui," said the poodles. "Fromage." "Si, si," said Skippyjo. "Queso!" "Queso cabeza!" shouted the chimichangos from the rear of the room. "I'm not a cheesehead, chimichangos," chuckled the gatito. "I'm a chihuahua." The poodles were tickled pink to have Los Puchitos in class with them, and Los Puchitos wanted to share what they had learned with their amigos. "Zu ze poppy sein. Come si, come ka, come shito. We have something to tell you, Skippyjo. When the poodles say oui, they really mean si. So don't look for a red hydrantito." After French, Los Muchachos took a pass on obedience class, deciding instead to nap inside the warm case with the golden trofeos. "I'm not good at following rules," confessed the kitty boy. "What dog is, dude?" quipped Don Diego. But just then, the gatito heard a gut-gurgling growl that shook the entire escuela, perhaps the whole planeta. "Holy heartburn!" hollered Skippyjo. "Was that my tummy?" "No, that is the bellow of the woolly bolito," said Poquito Tito with a shiverito. The gruesome grumble grew louder, and along with it came the rattle and plink of the terrible tasalita. It was spinning wildly right under his nose, circling like a polka-dotted shark. "Ándale!" declared Don Diego. "Get out your duds, dude!" But Skippyjo was too frozen with fear to unpack his mochila. So his amigos did it for him, helping to change their chico into El Skippito Fresquito, complete with mask, cape, and banana. "Why the plátano, dude?" asked Pintolito. "It's my snackito," replied the gatito. "Will you share it with me and Tito?" "Yes, indeedo," agreed Skippyjo. Then woof, chaka-laka-laka-laka, Woof, chaka-laka-laka. Every doggy leaped out of the case and latched onto the turbocharged taza. This caused the cup to spin wildly out of control, some of the chicos just hanging on by a tail. Estoy mareado, cried Skippyjo. You are not dizzy, dude. You're green, yipped the doggies. The whirling dervish of a dog-filled teacup cut a mean path of destruction past the principal's office and spun straight into the lunch bunch like a howling bull. Strikeito! Shouted the puchitos. And strike it did. Smash, crackle, and poof! The twirling tazalita crashed right into a table and broke apart, exposing the ferocious Fuzzy for what he really was. A teeny tiny, itsy bitsy, wool-wearing teacup chihuahua. Dude, declared Skippyjo, you're no bigger than a buguito. But the buguito's only reply was a gut-gurgling growl, greater than the hounds had ever heard before. Is that your tummy? Asked Skippyjo. Sí, replied the bulito. Tengo mucho hambre. I am hungry too, agreed the gatito. But you can have my plátano. This act of kindness made the chimichangos pull out their jump rope right in the middle of the mess. Peanut butter and belly buttons, chunky cherry pits. The woolly bully's taza has broken into bits. Wiggle, waggle, jelly on the toast. He's not the woolly bully, he's just hungrier than most. Just then, Mrs. Bergolot stomped into the lunchroom. I smell a cat, she bellowed. That cat better scat. Then out came the whistle. First she blew, and then she threw a bright yellow ball down the hall, which every dog, big and small, began to chase, except for Skippyjo. He wasn't chasing the ball. He was running for his life. First Skippy tripped, and then he slipped on the banana peel and slid straight out of his closet and back into the arms of his mama, Junebug Jones. What in the woolly white willies have you been up to, Mr. Whistle Whiskers? Asked Mama. He broke my teacup, whined Jilly Boo, and he ate my banana, complained Jezebel. That's 'cause he went to school with the chihuahuas, explained Jujubee. Later that night, after every Fuzzy fell asleep, the kitty boy was good for one last bounce. Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones and I couldn't say it better. A dog is not a bully just because he wears a sweater. Then he bounced over to his mama and gave her a beso. A kiss she felt straight through the layers of her quilt. Good night, Little Dipper, said the very sleepy mama. Good night, Mama, said the very sleepy kitten. The end. And that concludes our session of Storytime with Miss Shyanne for today. Again, our book was Skippyjon Jones, Class Action. See you soon.